The most important security issue when you're talking about phones is physical security. These are portable devices and they can very easily be lost or stolen. Even if they aren't lost or stolen, you leave your phone on a table, you walk away, maybe somebody grabs the phone, taps a couple of buttons and looks at what's in there. As people are storing more and more of their lives in these phones, as they're doing banking, they're storing their passwords, you get into a situation where if someone else gets a hold of your phone, they can get a hold of your life. Now, there's also a very old kind of fraud that's perpetrated through telephone, where people call you up, they claim to be something they aren't. Hey, I'm from the credit card company. Hey, I'm from the bank. Hey, I'm from the police. And they get your details and they do nefarious things with them. Now, people have been doing that as long as there have been telephones, but it's still a danger in this era of mobile phones. No mobile platform right now is necessarily more secure than another, because you have to think of mobile security in very different terms than PC security. PC security is generally about malware. It's about people coming in from the outside and attacking exploits in your PC's software. That's not really what mobile security is about. Mobile security can be much more about you. It's about ways to wipe your phone if it's lost. It's about ways to password protect your phone so that someone can't see the data if you put it down. It's about ways for you to be aware so you don't get caught by a phone phishing scam. Now, I test phones by basically putting them through the paces. I've personally reviewed more than 500 phones at this point, and it's a matter of trying every single one of their features, finding out how well they work, comparing them to other phones that I've used, and summarizing it all by figuring out how easy it is. Does it work the way it says it would work, and does it just work in a way that people would find easy? Well, something you have to understand about mobile security is that a lot of it happens behind the scenes. A lot of PC security happens on your desktop PC. You have to install anti-spam, you have to install anti-malware. Well, a lot of mobile security happens at the operator level. It happens with Verizon or AT&T saying, hey, this phone exchange is generating a disturbing number of robot calls, and then they sue these guys who are selling fraudulent car insurance through the telephone, and that's how they get rid of mobile phishing. Or, hey, someone seems to be distributing this application in a weird manner, and so they block the application at the network level, and that's how a lot of mobile malware doesn't come out. Now, that said, there is some interesting stuff happening on the handset side, and one of the most exciting things I've seen recently is the spread of consumer remote wipe tools. This is great for people who lose their phones. Almost every smartphone platform now has a way that if you lose your phone and you have valuable data on it, you can press a button. Sometimes it requires a subscription service, but you can press a button and you can nuke your phone remotely. Now, that's a great security tool. It's just popped up over the past 6 months, and I think it's going to put a lot of people's minds at ease. It'll be very interesting to see what happens as mobile browsers become more powerful. As people have switched to smartphones, they're definitely browsing the web more, but those mobile web browsers have largely been insulated from web-based threats recently because they're not that good. They don't use JavaScript in the same way desktop browsers do. They don't use Flash. They're not vulnerable to the same exploits. But you're going to see, especially next year, these really desktop-class browsers appearing on mobile phones. And these desktop-class browsers will have Flash, will have some plugins, etc., etc. So you have to ask the question, are the web-based exploits that we see on PCs going to start appearing on mobile phones? Are those mobile browsers going to need the same anti-phishing protection that you see on PCs? Are they going to need the same anti-malware protection that you see on PCs? It's almost the same question as the virus question, but from a web browser perspective. But that's going to become a big question next year as these browsers become more powerful.